Rachel, you're kicking things off. Like you are getting right into it with the family, and then later on at Jen Fessler's birthday party. How are
Oh,
you feeling that the world is going to see this explosive premiere episode very shortly?
Bring it on, baby. I mean, let's get this over with.
well, I really do feel like it's the food essence because, oh my God, everything just fell in my apartment, but we're going on. But it's the food essence because we got to know you and love you in the first season that you came on, but it was a lot of like, okay, that's Rachel, that's her handsome husband, that's the cute kids, that's the family. But now you're kind of like, you know me, now I'm gonna let you get to know me. And how did it kind of
Yes.
feel going into it, knowing where you stood with all of the ladies too this time?
Um, it was a little uncomfortable to just be completely transparent, not to know like what you're walking into, what they're talking about, who's going to talk about what. Kind of have an idea, but like it's just intense. It's kind of like that pit in your feelings stomach, It's like, all right, just let's go. Come on, get spit it out already.
Yeah, wait, speaking of pits and stomachs, I gotta bring up Nona. She is such an icon, and I
Oh,
thought she was, very, it seems like she's very astute to the dynamics that are currently going on among the New Jersey women, because when you were explaining that you set up the Jen Fessler surprise birthday party and invited Teresa, she goes, I got a pit or a knot in my stomach over this, Rachel. So clearly, if Nona's saying that, there is some pain that you and John endured because of the investigation and all that kind of stuff from last year. I mean, where did you find the I guess I'd call it bravery and strength to plan a party and invite Teresa and nose job Jennifer, Nona's words, not mine.
no,
Is that hysterical, by the way? Can we please
she
talk
should be
about
full
that for
time.
1 second? I almost fell off my chair when she said that. I swear. Essentially with Jen Fessler's party, like I planned the whole thing, but Jeff's whole thing was like he was going to do the guest list. So, I mean, it's his wife. Like I can't, it was her family was there, her cousins, her aunts. Like this was like a big party. So, I mean, I wasn't going to sit there and like fight with Jeff Fessler over, a couple people on the guest list. Like whatever. Like I don't have to talk to them, Like if this is Jen's party, it's not about me, it's about her, whatever. Pick your
And
battles.
I mean, there's pits and stomachs, but then there is allegedly also double purple dildos and nightstands that gets brought up. Well, purple goes with you say it's the color hue. So I don't know, but what was your reaction? Because I feel when that got brought up, it's kind of like, oh, I guess we're off to the races. What was like you guys reacting to that being talked about and everything?
Honestly, like I can assure you, it's not happening in my house. It's not happening in my house. It's funny. Like it was funny to me. Like, especially like the source in which it came from. I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a joke. I mean, this is John's baby mama from 17 years ago. It's funny. I think it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Teresa and Jennifer don't mind sort of getting into the mess of what's happening on social media and rumors and stuff. Do you feel like they or I guess why do you feel like they're trying to weaponize the bits and bobbles they find on Twitter or through, an investigation to get in touch with the baby mama? Like, I mean, just what do you think is the intention behind it? Is it to hurt you guys?
I think it's for relevancy. Is that a word? Did I just make that up?
No,
I
that's a
think it's
word.
to be, I think, to just make themselves relevant because that's the name of the game, right? If you have no one to talk about or you have nothing to bring up or you don't have to, she holds my husband accountable for the reunion. I don't know, which I don't understand. What, like, I don't get it. But this is like her retaliation. I don't know. It's missing the mark for me. That's just how I feel about it. It's a little lost in translation, but it's just kind of the little coinky dink, how everything that like, we see on the internet is what makes it into our cast events.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
And
I
I
mean, sorry, I was just gonna say, like, she seems to hold John accountable for whatever happened at the reunion, but I do love that you and John are holding her accountable. Like, John's out here able to joke about the double-sided dildo, and then you at Fessler's party, you're like, did you want to say what you said to John's face? Because, he's right here. I feel like newer housewives would be not as ready to go up against an OG like Teresa. But I mean, according to John, she is a has-been. So like did you kind of go into this season knowing you wanted to like have a moment with Teresa and address her face to face about this situation, because at the end of the day, it's like how long could you guys let her get away with it?
Look, if someone, whether it's Teresa, whether it was Dolores, whoever it is, right? If you come after my family, I'm going to defend them. I'm doing what anybody else would do. Like, I didn't go into the season thinking that that's what I would do. I definitely thought I was going to, me or my husband or both of us would be attacked for sure. That was definitely in the forefront of my mind. But I just think that it's to have a supportive husband in all of this and for him to like just really be involved in a career choice that I made. I'm just grateful to have him by
Yeah.
my side through all of it. Did I
I
answer
was
your
on,
question?
I like that because I also have a question that I feel like maybe even you were questioning when you were watching the first episode. Because me and Evan were talking, Paulie never really was in the drama last year. But what was your thoughts? And did you and John unpack how he kind of was coming at John a little hot about Louis and everything, which I was sort of like, oh, that's kind of unlike, I thought it was kind of unlike it.
It's like he was given a mission when he walked in there. It was like, you're going to say this and you're going to say that. That's how it felt to me. Like,
Yeah.
make sure that you do, like, he had like a swift talking to, is what it seems like. And it felt very, like, like it didn't feel, it felt misplaced. It
Mm.
didn't feel like I don't know that to be Paulie, you know? So when I was even watching it, I was kind of like, who's he fighting? Is he mad at for himself or is he like I was kind of confused a little bit.
Right. It
A little
did
caught off
feel
guard with that one.
very it did feel very out of character. And it was interesting because Dolores immediately swooped in and was like, no, 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 we are not doing that. So, with what you're saying and what we saw from Dolores reacting to Polly sort of seemingly acting out of character, do you think that those words do you think that Louis was using Polly to speak for him since he didn't end up showing up to the event?
100%. I think Paulie was just trying to be a good friend to Louis. That's exactly what I think happened. 100%. I think that he was sent in there to be like, you should do this and you should do that. And then he did it.
Which is kind of funny because Teresa was so annoyed at how all the one half of the couch at the reunion was like, they had a meeting before. Even Dolores was like, not that shocked by that. Where then you see that she's
Why
planning
is
it.
this news?
Yeah.
Why is this news? Who cares? Yes, we did. Because your husband hired an investigator. That's why. Carrying on. Next.
Right, because it seemed like, okay, so like they banded together to take Louis down, but Louis is the one who allegedly hired an investigator to take everyone else down. So baby, it is what it is. Like,
It's like, why is that so shocking? Like, it would be shocking to me if we did not get together. Like, if I told you guys, yeah, we never spoke before the reunion, you'd be like, yeah, BS. Of course you did. What are you talking about?
right,
Also, it's like you have to coordinate so many things. Like a conversation would just want to come up and you want to be like, can you remind me you just need to like touch base with your friends.
yeah.
Which I'm glad I hope for this upcoming reunion, that a friendship that me and Evan were rooting for at the beginning of last year, I think it's finally blossoming between you and Danielle.
It's so good to see.
I'm really grateful to call her a friend. Her and I have really we turned a new leaf and we're in a really good place. And, we talk on the phone, like have private conversations. You guys see us together. You'll see us together this season, which is really nice. It feels very natural between Danielle and I, and we have, very similar hearts. Like we lead with that, being good people. We have young children. We're very like-minded in that way. And I'm grateful to have her on this side of the couch.
Yeah, I feel like Danny and I always saw the future. Like it always seemed like you guys were just like meant to vibe. What we never expected to happen, and I'm very curious to see how it ultimately unfolds is, Jackie and Margaret breaking up. And then obviously like Jackie's not really close with that side of the couch anymore because she has aligned herself with Teresa and Jennifer. What was the most shocking part of that whole situation for you? And do you miss Jackie? Like, do you miss having her around? Do you miss, her friendship?
With Jackie, her and I were never that close. I always kind of say we were friends by osmosis because she was really close with Jen and she was very close with Margaret and she was friendly with Melissa. So we're just friends by osmosis, in that sense. It's not a loss for me. You can have her. I think that she is making a mistake, but she's doing it for ulterior motives, it's for, clout. That's it. I mean, you think really her and Teresa or what are they talking about?
What do you think they'd be talking about?
They're talking about this interview. That's what they're going to be talking about. This is what they're talking about. That's it. What do they have in common? Like, I mean, come on, you guys. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see it.
I know, and it's hard because her and Margaret have been friends for so many years, and I feel it was like such an authentic one too. That like, and I'm assuming like it from what we've heard, like the rug was kind of just swept from under Margaret, where she was like, "How did this even happen?"
Oh, yeah, it was very weird how it all went down. They were very good friends, and it was like I remember as it was happening, like in real time, just being like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
It's
What do you
very
think that
bizarre.
what do you think the difference has been though between Jackie versus Jen Fessler? Because she's very close with Teresa and Jennifer Aiden as well, and then also close with everyone else. We do see a moment in the trailer where Fessler is talking with Marge and she's like, yeah, I'm sorry, like I do want to be friends with them. So clearly it causes a little bit of tension, but not as much tension as the Jackie situation. So I mean, like how does that happen in your opinion, just from what you've observed?
So Jackie and Margaret, I think, had I don't know if it's necessarily longer or like a deeper relationship, maybe Margaret and Jen, potentially, I
Mm.
don't know. But I also think that you guys will see it unfold in the season, like things that happen between them, things that come out and that are shared, that make it all that much more intense. And Jen
Mm.
Foster's also kind of like a scaredy cat. Like she's not gonna go like up to Margaret and say A, B, C, and D. Like Jackie's ready to it's a different thing here, you know? Like
Mm.
Jen Fester's like a little teddy bear, where like Jackie just has a sword for a tongue.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh, yeah, that's true.
she
It's
has
the
like the
lawyer in
part.
her that pops out. Yeah.
Yeah. With everything that you guys have been through just as a friend group, Danny and I are curious. What were your thoughts when Teresa was cast on House of Villains? I was surprised that she would do it, that she would like claim the
Mm.
villain title. So like what do you think?
Awesome for a buck out here in these streets. You got to do what you got to do.
Do you know what? Like, a check is a check is a check, I suppose, you
Yes.
know?
And
That's it.
with the trailer, with some of the teasers of what's unfold about the financially draining and everything like that, I guess, it's good to have some money streams always pouring in.
That's it. I mean, she took the title. I mean, I didn't take the first punch, as she says, right? So she called herself a villain.
Well,
And
okay, switching gears just a little bit before we wrap up, Danny and I just have to say, John Fuda is looking so good. I mean, he is just looking like tight, right, and together. How has his slim down impacted maybe some bedroom activity? Are we feeling like more on fire than ever?
It was so funny because we were just talking about this. He he's got me going like the Energizer Bunny over here. Like it's just too much. He's doing like all these like IV treatments and all these kinds of things. I'm like, are they infusing Viagra into your veins? Like, what is going on here? Like, what is going on? I mean, our marriage is like as strong as it's ever been. I think the show has really helped us and propelled us like in a positive direction because it brings kind of you back home to like what's important and it kind of makes you like united again in a weird way. But I think that it definitely his slim down has definitely improved our sex life and not that it was ever like not because he would like pin me to the cross but it's he's, he's one of those him and Joe Gorga they're friends for a reason you guys.
I love that. And that's why me and Evan are so excited that you both are doing our live show in May, because I know your energy and your
So
chemistry.
excited. I'm
Yes.
so excited.
It's going to be so good. And we have such a fun group of Bravo celebrities. We got Wes and Jesse from Summer House, Bria and Jasmine from Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, and of course, the one and only Dorinda. Who are you most excited to meet, rub elbows with? Is there anyone you already have met among that group?
So I met Dorinda at BravoCon. I love her. I think she's awesome. She actually texted me happy birthday, which I thought was so sweet. But I just started watching Summer House, like literally episode one of this season because I didn't know these people that I'm doing the live show with, and I wanted to educate myself. So I
Okay.
just started watching, but I like Wes is cool. I feel like he and
Cool.
John are like in a vibe a little bit, but I'm only on episode one. So like I don't know. Like, do we still like Wes?
Oh,
Oh, we like him, and he and
we
John
like it.
definitely will vibe. Yes. 100.
Okay. I hope he's a drinker.
I think he is, yeah.
It's so